Yeah, Mike. So preseason is done after all. So as a player who's been here in Straubing for such a long time as an experienced player, how much tension is there still before the first real game of the season, so to speak?
Yeah, I'd use the word excitement. Summer went by fast. I think preseason went by even faster. And this is why we play the game. This is what we work for in the summer. This is what preseason's about. It's about building towards the regular season. And no better place to start than in Mannheim with a full stadium there, I imagine. And I think we're prepared. We've had a lot of good days in training camp, and then we've had some learning days where tougher days are also a good thing to experience early. And yeah, we're sure excited to get going.
Speaking of preseason, of camp, obviously you've had a lot of camps with Tom the past few years. Now it's the first full camp with Craig. So in what way was it different, the way he prepared you guys for the season from Tom? In what ways was it maybe also similar? What were the things you kind of noticed?
You know what? Every camp is a little bit different, but every camp has the same purpose. You're there to get to know each other. You're there to come up with a game plan on how to be successful. Yeah, there's, Coach Woodcroft has different ways of becoming successful than maybe other coaches have in the past. But it's all about figuring that out together. It's all about buying into the process that we decide on. And I think it's been a great camp. It's been a hard camp. It should be hard. We're in better shape now than we were 6 weeks ago, and that's what training camp's about. And I think we'll continue getting in better shape, better conditioning. There's practice shape and there's game shape, and as the schedule gets a little bit heavier with games, that's another level of conditioning that we need to reach. And we're just trying to stack good days, good weeks, good weekends, good success on top of each other, and ultimately build towards a successful season.
The preseason games in camp overall went pretty good, especially the last one, obviously putting up 7 goals. So is that exactly how you kind of want to finish off confidence-wise with a preseason game like that? Or is it also important, not to kind of get too distracted by that when the last preseason game goes that smooth?
Yeah, it's a fine line. Obviously, I think we did struggle to score during preseason. So that last game, to have the offensive output we did, I think we all knew it was there. We just had to find it. And I think you touched on it. Once that game ended, preseason ended. And yeah, a great way to end preseason, but that's all it was preseason. And then we had to refocus. We had lots of new things to work on leading up into this weekend, and we feel like we're prepared. And now it's about showing up Friday first and putting the product that we believe can work for us on the ice.
Now, as I said, you've seen a few Tigers teams the last 10, 11 years. So if you look at this year's roster, the new players and everything, what would you say, what distincts this year's team maybe from some Tigers teams in the past few years?
Well, I mean, looking at the numbers, we're definitely younger. I think, Jason Dunham has made an effort to get younger over the last few years. That's what I've noticed. And this year, we're younger. I think we got a huge number of guys that are kind of 26 or younger on this team, and they just kind of have these batteries, these engines that just go and go and go. They're tremendous skaters, tremendous athletes, but I think one thing that's been consistent here forever is the type of people that get brought in to be a part of this club, this organization. And once again, we got a cabina full of great people. And it's sure fun coming to the rink every day and working with these guys, getting to know them, getting to know their families. And our goal is to become a family. All 26, 30 of us, including the staff. If we want to be successful, we have to become a family. And it makes it easier when you like the guys that you're doing that with, because there's going to be tough days. And I think we have a great group, and I'm sure excited to be an older guy. These guys keep me young. I appreciate every day at the rink. I have fun every day at the rink, and I'm looking to be part of success with these guys, because then we'll have that bond forever.
One of the Yeah, you could say you guys is Stefan Leubel, who's back after a few years in Sweden and Mannheim. Obviously, you two guys have a history in the sense that you played a lot together. When he was here for the first time on a line and on the power play, and now as he's come back, he's always speaking about how he's become a more complete player, maybe not so much focused on just being an offensive player. So for you as his teammate, as his line mate potentially, how has it changed playing with him for you, the way he developed over the past few years?
You know what? He was an incredible talent when he was a younger guy. When he was here for his first stint, he was an incredible talent. Yeah, I would agree with his remarks. He's a complete player. He's a complete centerman. He focuses well on the defensive play just as much as he does the offensive play. And as a potential winger, I did play a few preseason games with him. He makes the game easy. He works hard. He's a big, strong guy, and he can shoot the puck. And we're sure excited that he decided to come back home and join the Tigers. And I think he's going to be a big part of our success this year.
And how much insight was he able to give for tomorrow's game in Mannheim?
Yeah, I'm sure him and Zach Leslie were asked a few questions. Yeah, Loibs was there for 4 or 5 seasons. He's very familiar with their staff and their system, and yeah, hopefully that's an advantage we can get. In sports, you're always looking for those little advantages, and hopefully we prepared the right way. And at the end of the day, if we do our job, I think we give ourselves the best chance to win.
Last season against Mannheim, you had a bit of a tough time against them, especially if you compare it to the years before, where you had some pretty good success against Mannheim. Do you have an explanation for that? Was it just a little bit of puck luck, game luck in those games, or is there something you need to adjust playing against them?
I remember them being close games. I think one of our issues was scoring goals last year against them. Their structure is tight. They get the puck, transport the puck out of their D zone as fast as they can. So, it's gonna be about possessing the puck maybe a little bit more for us, entering the zone together, so that we don't have to give up possession. And then, obviously it comes down to little things: blocking shots, protecting the front of our net, getting to their nets. And we expect it to be a hard game. They're a big team. They got some big D men, so we're gonna have to work hard to get to their net. And it's gonna be fun. That place is gonna be rocking. Game 1 of the season. We're looking forward to the challenge for sure.
And overall, do you like the constellation for the first game, being on the road against a big budget team with high ambition, where there's maybe a little bit more pressure on the home team for the first game? Do you like that as a matchup?
You know what? Any rink you can go into and win on the road is fun. It's fun silencing the road crowd, and it's going to be a big challenge. And I don't think it really matters one way or the other. Start at home, start at the road. We're excited for the challenge of the first game, and we're excited for the challenge of the season. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of commitment, and I think we have a group that's completely bought in. And it just happens to start Friday on the road against Mannheim, and that's what we've been focused on all week. And hopefully the results are there, what we expect them to be, and then we move on to the next game. It's going to go fast.
Is there any particular learning curve from last season's start, where you obviously had a really good first game against Düsseldorf, I think it was 7-2 or 7-1, something like that, and then kind of struggled the next few games? Is there any particular learning from that, or is it just 2 completely different seasons?
Yeah, every season's different. Every opponent is different from year to year. Obviously Düsseldorf's not in the league this year, and Mannheim has brought in a bunch of new players. I could probably go down the list, and every team is a little bit different. So, I think your focus originally is on yourself, and then you try to learn as much as you can about little structured details that the other team's going to show you, and then prepare for that. So there's a lot that goes into every game. We believe that we have a good way of preparing for games, and we're going to keep building on that preparation as the season goes on. And yeah, it'll be a good test to start the season, no doubt.
For you personally, what's the mindset going into the season? I think you were here before the first game last season as well, and I remember you kind of talked about as you get a little bit older as a player, the main focus is just kind of taking it year by year, and especially just being healthy as as the basis kind of for everything and for the whole season. Is that also how you went into this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I just appreciate the time I get at the rink. I have tons of fun coming here. I love being with a group of guys. I know that that's not going to last forever. I still think I have lots of good hockey left in me. But yeah, I'm on the back nine. That's a golf terminology. Golf's done, summer's done. But I'm on the back nine of my playing career, which means, yeah, I've probably played more games in the past than I'm going to play in the future, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, I just appreciate coming to the rink. And yeah, for me, it's day by day, game by game, week by week, and I think that's a great way to look at it. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to get in better shape as the season goes on. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm trying to do all these little things so that I can help the team any way I can. And at the end of the day, I'm just trying to help the team so that we can have the most success possible.
And with the captaincy, I think there has been no official announcement yet. Did you talk to Craig already for the new season about the captaincy?
No. That's not my job. My job is to show up and do my work on the ice, do my work in the gym, and I'm focused on that. And all that other stuff, we have a good group. We got lots of leaders on this team. We got lots of experience, lots of energy. And, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. All that other stuff, it is what it is. It'll work itself out. And, we got a group that's going to stick together and help each other no matter what.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Some players said that it's a team built a bond very quickly, very fast, which is not always usual when you have 10, 11 new guys. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes back to Jason seems to find these guys that are just really good people. And you know what? When you put a group of really good people together, it comes organically. It comes naturally that everyone's going to get along. Everyone's going to build this chemistry a lot faster. Obviously, we had that trip to Italy, and then we had a trip to Dresden. Sometimes when you remove yourself from your home environment, it forces you to maybe spend a little bit more time together, get to know each other. Goibo and Folksfest is a big part of our gelling as a team also. So, no, I think it's been a tremendous preseason. We got a great group. We've really come together, and hopefully that makes a difference for our team when we come up against some of these other teams.
Preseason is done after all, and I kind of asked Mike the same question. Obviously, the preseason games went pretty well, especially the last game with 7 goals, kind of a perfect ending in a way. Is that, as a coach, the perfect ending, confidence-wise for the whole team, or is it also, as Mike talked about, a fine line, not getting blinded by a preseason game if it goes that smoothly as the last preseason game?
Yeah, I think you just have to keep everything in perspective. It was a good game by us. I thought we did a good job capitalizing on our chances, which is a good sign, and it's always good for players to get rewarded for their play. So I think there's a lot of benefit and positivity to come from that. But like I said to the players, the preseason, in my estimation, went extremely well on all fronts, but it's a preseason. So it doesn't mean a lot, yet it means a lot. It's a great foundation for us to build on, and I think that's just how we're gonna take it.
If you look at preseason as a whole, not just the games, also practices, which areas of your game are you especially happy about? Which areas would you say are exactly where you want him to be at this point of the season, and which areas, okay, you need a little bit of improvement there?
I think, first of all, a credit to the players. They came into training camp in excellent shape, and that was a good springboard for us. We really dived into our strength and conditioning over the course of the past 6 weeks. We invested in that. We invested a lot of time into the structure of how we want our team to play. And okay, it's all things. I think that the players are clear on the expectations. They understand what we want in situations, in different zones and areas of the ice, and that's been made clear. And now, it's a work in progress. Every game presents its own challenges and tests, and it's up to us now to execute and to keep improving.
With the preseason schedule, you had, except for the last weekends, you had 2 games pretty much every weekend. You had some away games, some longer travels, so it came pretty close to how the schedule will be during the season. Do you feel like this helps you as a team to be physically ready to go into the season, and having that rhythm already as it will be during the season?
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I think some of the games and the schedule was aligned like it was in the preseason to give us that feel. I would even say, we were up against a tough game schedule in Italy. That was tough. I thought the guys responded really well there, and the Dresden tournament was, more similar to what we'd see in the DEL, and I thought our guys responded well. A little bit of a slow start in game 1, but game 2, I thought we came to play and did a good job.
When the schedule for the regular season came out, first game in Mannheim, I mean, you had the game in February there already, so it's not your first time back, but I guess it's kind of a fitting start for you personally, right?
Yeah, well, good memories there. It's a great arena to play in. I know they will be electrified. Hockey's big for Mannheim, and everybody's excited about the start of the season. So it'll be a great test for us.
And as a first game on the road, do you kind of like the matchup in a way that they're at home? They probably have a lot of pressure on them, high ambition as always in Mannheim. Some huge signings for them and everything. So there's maybe a little bit more pressure on them.
Hard to say. I mean, I don't know what their mindset is, but yeah, I mean, all those factors you mentioned exist there. So it's a matter of, I'm not 100% sure where they're at. Been focusing on us, but I just know we need to go in and play the way we can, and I feel good about that. We're ready.
Before the preseason started, or before the preseason game started, you kind of mentioned, the first few preseason games will be kind of messing around with the lines a little bit and trying some things, and then the last few games, that's going to be more closer to the regular season lineup. Do you feel like you kind of were able to do that the way you planned, even though there were maybe some little injuries and some players missing in between? And do you still feel you kind of went as you planned it to be with how you were able to put up the lines? And as a consequence of that, can we expect more or less what we saw the last game for Mannheim?
Yeah, I think the approach over the whole preseason was to give players opportunities, to put them in situations where they could show us what they can do. That's number one. Number two was to try and provide opportunities for us to look for chemistry between players, pairs of players, even a line of players. And then third, as you mentioned, getting closer to the season, just kind of maybe experimenting with a lineup that you'd look to move forward with in the regular season. So yeah, I think you can assume all those things, but then I would say to you, when the games start, I'm not afraid to move people around. I'm not afraid to change things if I think we need a change to spark something, or go with the guys who are going. There's a lot of cliche there, but ultimately, when you get inside the game, it's about, putting the guys out there that are that are feeling good or experiencing success or doing what we need. And yeah, that's kind of how I think you can expect us to roll.
Mike also mentioned the off-ice chemistry with the new guys on the team, the new players. As a coach, how much easier does that make developing on-ice chemistry for the players?
Yeah, well, I think, this has been my first training camp here in Straubing, and, I think, we have a great group of character guys that have stayed from the last season, that have been here over the many years, really. Good character guys, very good team guys, and I think they did an excellent job of kind of bringing in the new guys and making them feel comfortable. The organization, like I said from the get-go, when I got here last year, you really feel the warmth and the love and the wanting to make people comfortable. So that all goes into creating a tight-knit group relatively quickly, right? And so over the course of the training camp, I think that's happened. There was lots of opportunities for guys to bond and come together and experience some fun times together. And not that's, I'm just thinking as I'm talking to you, not only the fun opportunities, let's say with the festival here and chance for guys to go out and just relax together and have fun, but when you go through something hard together, you come closer together, right? It kind of bonds you quickly. And I would classify our training camp as hard. And a lot of moments inside of this training camp where they were doing hard things together and helping each other get through it. And I believe that makes them stronger together. And so I think like the whole combination of everything has created what we've intended to try to do is to bring everybody together, because we have a lot of new faces quickly, and try and get this unity alignment built as best we could heading into the season.
So I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with what Mike said about also having some tougher days in training camp, some days where maybe not everything goes perfect, to ultimately helping the team bonding. So it's that kind of, so I'm guessing it's kind of deliberate, right? Not everything goes smoothly in camp for the players.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was referencing, but from my perspective, I don't recall anything being like, in my estimation, every day the players came ready to give us their best. And the situations that they were in, whether it was a hard practice or a hard training or doing some hill work, they together found a way to get through it, right? And I never ever questioned their effort, or so I don't know exactly what he was saying, but ultimately, like I said, when you go through hard things together, part of the program, then it builds a tight group of guys. Just the way it is.
So we talked a bit about a first game in Mannheim, Sunday's first home game against Frankfurt. What do you expect from that game? Obviously, isn't so far back. You saw them in the first round of the playoffs, so you know them pretty well already. Yeah.
Well, they've changed a little bit too, right? Over from last season, we saw them a week or so ago in Dresden. Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't take anybody lightly. I don't take any team to be too big. It's all a matter of us playing the way we're capable of playing together, hungry, and if we can do that, we have a chance in every game we play, and that's the way I look at it. So, yes, Mannheim's a big challenge, and all the hoopla around the game is exciting for everybody. But really, when you dial into the game and you dial into our process, nothing else matters. Just matters what we do. And so we have to be a group that grows over the season. Get yourself out of the noise. Get yourself dialed into the now. Get yourself dialed into doing your job. And if we do all those things collectively together the way we can, got a good chance.
There was some little injuries recently and in camp. Can you give a little update there with Florian Hubel, for example, Justin Scott, who didn't play the last game?
Boogie, upper body injury, on the mend, feeling much better. Scotty, upper body injury, set him back a week or so. Our training staff did a great job of, and our medical staff did a great job of like taking care of him quickly, the right way. I think shaved off a lot of potential time lost with him, and hope to see him back in the lineup soon.
But they're both out for this weekend?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
Who else did you mention?
I just mentioned those two, but
Okay. Yeah.
Is there anyone else who's a question?
No, there's some guys, typical stuff, but I think, those guys you mentioned are those guys that I'll address.
Okay, perfect.
It's all good.
Okay.
That's it?
No,
What about from Tobias in the background? How was Florida? Huh?
nichts. Looking to the preseason, Linus Brandl, Toby Schwarz, and Simon Seiler, the three youngest guys, in my view, made some good preseason games. Do they get a chance to the season as well, or do you think they will play mostly for the IFA Landshut as the 2 cooperations?
Well, I think you're right. I think those guys came into training camp and first of all, put in all 3 of them really gave us their best. I was really happy and proud of their effort. I think they grew a lot as far as learning and understanding what it means to be a pro and the demands that takes every day, physically, mentally, emotionally, to be ready at this level to play on a team like this. And I think in those areas, there is some growth. Obviously, they're young, that still needs to happen, right? But in each individual player, you can really see a flower in there that's ready to bloom as far as all the good things that are inside of them, just getting ready to flower out and to show everybody. But it takes time and it takes patience, and that's how we're going to handle these guys. They are going to be a big part of this team. They will find themselves in the lineup, and when they are in the lineup, we expect them to contribute and to provide us energy, to provide us skill, to provide us good structured play, because they can. And so that will be the expectation for them. As far as like what you mentioned, that's all up for grabs still. So they're here now, and they're a part of this team, and they will fight for every minute they get on the ice. And I have confidence in all those guys. And so it's like I said though, when you think about young players, you have to look at them through a lens of patience. You have to understand that growth takes time, right? And they, through their effort and how quickly they learn and process everything that's been that we're throwing at them, they will tell us how much they're ready, how much ice time they get, how much times they're in the lineup. So, and they know that. But they're great guys, great young kids, and really good, I would say, they have good futures if they keep working.
Jason Dunham already mentioned that he wants one more defender. Are you looking forward to get one more guy in the defense, or do you say I'm fine with what I have?
Yeah, we've spoken about all this, like you mentioned, and I think like where we're at today, the guys have, like I've said, we've really dialed in on this past 6 weeks, and the guys have really given us everything they have, and they've earned the right to march forward right now. And I think because of that, it allows Jason time to really assess the team, assess our needs, assess what what he feels might, help us elevate even further. And so, but as it stands now, there's a lot of opportunity for guys to show what they can do, like they want, and it's up to them to play to their standard or our standard and their level. And then Jason will really be able to assess what, hopefully assess what we need, and then we go from there. So I'm not really sure if it's a defenseman or what, right? Could be a lot of things.
Last question. Can you already tell us who's going to be the captain for this season?
You'll find out here shortly.
Okay, stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. Stay on your bat phone. Right? You'll see a thing in the sky and pick up the phone. Big Red will tell you. Right, Big Red?
Just talking about some of the new players.
Yeah.
What do you think they bring to the team that the team is improved compared to last year?
Skill, scoring, speed. Just trying to think here. On the back end, you have Leslie. He's an experienced player. Can provide good first pass. Can provide good puck distribution to the net in the O-zone. Can provide good puck distribution to the net on power play. Bowden, good skater, good puck distributor, creator of plays as well. Very similar to Zach. What else we got? Yeah, and then talked about the guys up front a little bit. So, yeah, no, it's yeah, and they're all good attitudes. They're all hungry, right? And I think that's a big thing here is that, when Jason went out to get players, he's not just looking at what they can do on the ice. He's really evaluating their character, where they're at in the moment. What are they looking to accomplish? Have they won a championship before? Do they know what it means to win, etc. Right? And a lot of these guys have a lot of winning pedigree inside of their profile. So that's big, and that's going to be helpful for us, right? So when we head into, like you said, a hostile environment tomorrow, should be a calmness, because the guys have been there before. They know what to expect. And yeah, well, and I guess the last player is, I think of him as already been here a long time, but Loibs is back, right? And he provides leadership. He provides work ethic. He provides stability and good 200-foot play in all zones. Responsible. Got a heck of a shot. Good playmaker. Really good at the net front. So he provides a lot.